The leaders, the shakers, the game changers, the millennial movers.
My name is Bethany Downer, born and raised in St. John's. My job is to explain why space technology and science is valuable and about the new findings and developments that are taking place in Florida. And then all of a sudden everyone on the highway pulled over. We had no idea what was going on and realized that the space shuttle was launching in 10 minutes. So like everyone else, we got outside of our cars, stood on top and watched for it, and it was close and we were able to see it and hear it. Really emotional impact, and I realized that not everyone's reacting to them the same way I was. And to this day, when I watch a rocket launch, I get emotional. So it was things like this when I was having strong reactions to things that were taking place. I realized it's something I should definitely keep pursuing for. So I was looking for masters that had space in the title, and there weren't many that were around. And I learned about the International Space University, which is based in France. About 40 students every year complete their master's program. So I was fortunate to be just one of those that came from all over the world, so I had classmates from everywhere, which was fantastic. So other than learning about space stuff every day, I got to learn cultural values, international relationships that are now important for my everyday job. So this was a big step in terms of getting into my foot in the door for space. Essentially, Possum is a citizen science organization that is training individuals to be scientists and collect science in space. We'll be doing that in the suborbital mission that's studying the upper mesosphere. It's also called the ignorosphere because it's not something that we can characterize pretty well. Most people don't care about it. But there's a layer of clouds up there that we know nothing about, but they're becoming more prevalent with climate change, and they're quite important when we consider the re-entry of rockets or space planes. So they're important for us to learn about. That's our particular mission, is to collect science about them. I'm very fortunate to have been selected to complete a training with them. So I've just done my first one and know that this is just one of many. It's very exciting, I mean, to be in a room with very established people. We had a lot of pilots, doctors, others that do communications like me, so it was great to be in a room of like-minded people that knew that we were being part of something that was both big and exciting. Because the term astronaut is evolving, we want it to be more inclusive. Now that this has happened and I've started the training, I look at it in two parts. Part is that I'm conducting the training. Most of it so far has been subjecting my body to what the new sensations of spaceflight are like. So acrobatic flights, doing flips and turns and twists, trying to keep my stomach down, not get sick, and to get used to the sensations of high G's or weightlessness. Things like being in a hypobaric chamber where we'll have less oxygen so we can recognize what our own symptoms would be. So it's so far been a lot of coursework and simulations to practice what this will be like. But yeah, there's a lot of steps to go, but it's very exciting. But I said now the second part is making this accessible for everyone. So when I grew up here in Newfoundland, I didn't necessarily feel that space was accessible. I didn't have anyone I could talk to or reach out to that I thought was close to home that could tell me what it was like or to share my interests with. And that's something I really want to change now for today's youth, not necessarily if they're interested in space or not, even if they have a STEM career path that interests them or a passion that they feel is out of reach. I want to try to bring that closer to home. And for this whole journey now through my training and hopefully eventually spaceflight, I really want to bring this as close to Newfoundland as I can.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask, like, what about your training, what was the best part, or this cool company that you got to work with that is now your client, and I'm like, nah, that's just what I do for a living that pays the bills. The stuff that's rewarding to me is talking to someone from Outport, Newfoundland that was like, you found a way to do what you want to do, and now I want to do what I want to do. And it doesn't matter if they're interested in space or not. I had a kid the other day who told me they hate space, but they love whales, so they know they want to be a marine biologist. I said, that's important. Just find what you're interested in. I found what it was for me at 24, and I asked them, how old do you think I am now? And I said, I've only found what I wanted to do recently, so just follow what your interests are. And I think that's the one thing that I try to drive home, is if I made an impact on one child, one student that I talk to, it's something that I would have valued a lot as a kid. So I really want to bring this whole experience back to Newfoundland as a whole. It's not just me that's undertaking all this now. It's a lot bigger than myself, so I want the province to bask and enjoy in all of this too. But that's been the most rewarding. Both strange and humbling when I get stopped in the mall or when I'm filling up gas to talk to someone who recognizes me, but also saying that we're rooting for you. I mean, that means a lot from someone that I've never met before. So things like that I think have been the most rewarding and make all the busy, sleepless nights worth it. I tell people now, and they might think it's lame advice, like I first thought of Chris's advice when he gave it to me, is just very much follow what your passions are. There's no wasted knowledge, no wasted experience, whether it's relationships or a credit in school. Everything is worth something. And the other one being that there's no point in burning any bridges. Make sure that every relationship or friendship you make is a strong one. Don't speak poorly of people, don't speak poorly to people. Make the most friends and make the most of every experience that you can, because the world is small. And it's important that we get along with all those people that are in it. So it's, yeah, I'd make sure that the messages that I'm putting out are good ones.